Greetings, greetings, everyone. Welcome back for another episode. I have my guest today, Tatiana Teppoeva. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Oh, great, great. She is going to share her expertise and her insights dealing with behavioral psychology, talking about some AI information. And so we're going to learn some new things, I think, when it comes to being a leader. So welcome, Tatiana. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Thank you, Nicolette. And hello, everyone. Happy to be here. Yes, I'm Tatiana Teppoeva and 17 years in tech. Now I switched to having my own business, and I'm a nonverbal communication expert, personality profiler, and distinguished Toastmaster, and can continue. But I think the most important thing here is for us to talk about nonverbal communication, how AI plays a role. We also can talk about my tech experience, getting interviews, and getting jobs.
Oh, great, great. You had me really fascinated when you said nonverbal. And I was like, oh, wow. So can you explain a little bit what you're talking about with nonverbal communication?
Sure. So think about 50-50. 50, it's the meaning of the words that we say, and 50% everything else. How I'm dressed, how I use my gestures, how my posture looks like, eye contact, and many other nuances. There is even space element in nonverbal, how close or far away we are from someone or an object. And it's 50%. And oftentimes we forget about it and we practice, we pay attention to 50% of what we are going to say, but we don't think that much, at least most of us don't, how we do that. So this would be a nonverbal piece.
So it's pretty much body language, gestures, posture, those type of things.
Yes, body language is a part of it, but also there are some like style. For example, if I come dressed inappropriately for the event, it also would be an element of nonverbal communications that I'm sending. That either I'm ignorant of the dress code and doing it as dress code, and that's why, or maybe there is another reason why I dressed this way. And space, how we keep our personal space, too close, too far, or exactly as appropriate. So those are also elements of nonverbal. But yes, most people refer to nonverbal communications that people are aware of is body language.
Oh, wow. And I didn't think about the personal space. That's something new because I've been to other countries and personal space differs depending on where you go. Some people are like right up in your face and some people are quite a distance away. So it depends on culture as well. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about personal space. And another thing that interested me about you, when you talked about profiling. So is profiling used still when people are interviewing? And then if so, what type of profiling?
I work with personality profiling, and there are different systems and different approaches to that, and they're usually used for different purposes. And how you profile someone also differs between the systems. Some self-report, which I'm not a big fan of because I can be in good mood or in a bad mood, and depending on that, my responses may vary. So I'm usually use a few systems where we use features of the person. I can see mimics and facial expressions, even wrinkles, and they play a role, how person dressed, then how person represents themselves online, and some people do more of it versus others, and it also depends on personality type. We do it differently. Also, I looked at the style they talk or they write, how they act across the life, for example, type of profession they choose, or some features that they have in their character. Are they goal-oriented? Are they optimistic? And things like that. So depending on what I have for this person, I try to use most of it. If it's not much available, then I'm working with what I have. So in personality profiling, we try to identify the person so we can deliver a proper message. And I liked how you highlighted different cultures, because it's super important, right? Not only the space, but colors. White color can be birth color in one area, and it can be death color in another. And if we dress inappropriately, then we can send a wrong signal. Same with personality profiles. If we talk with someone of one type, but talk the way we assume that it's a different one, then our message misses the point. For example, in simple words, if you speak English but I speak French with you, like, you will not understand me, right? We will be on different pages. But if I speak English and you speak English, that you can understand what I'm saying. Same with personality types and nonverbal communication. If I tailor my nonverbal message to you that you can read and understand and appreciate, that we would have a much better connection than if I did it differently. So that's why I use personality profiling in sales a lot, because you want to connect with someone, you want to offer them that they really need, and in the way they can understand it. And a simple example, if someone wants to buy a car and they just would like to look cool, to have this cool car, and, I'm so cool and driving and look at me, but you start pitching them numbers. Look at the engine efficiency, look at this parameter and this. They're like, oh, I don't care about that. Maybe I should look next door when they make me look cool, instead of giving me numbers. Yeah, and the opposite, of course, can be true. So this is personality profiling approach in simple words.
Now, in terms of personality profiling, are there particular personality profiles that people use? I know I've done the Myers-Briggs, I've done Strength Finders. Oh gosh, what's the other one? There's a couple of other ones I've done as well. A Colby Index. So are organizations or companies still using those type of profiles to find a potential candidate that they think was a good fit?
They do, and they use different ones. I look more into pain points, motivations, behaviors, and less of a more structured approach. Right now, companies, though, also use recordings of video interviews to analyze body language. So it adds another layer. And unfortunately, if someone is not prepared for nonverbal communication, they can miss a point on this area. It's still developing, and there are some nuances that AI cannot read correctly. So that's why I also help people to prepare for this kind of interviews, when they will be analyzed not only for what they do, but also how they deliver the message, and how not only in words terms, but in terms of body language, what kind of signals they're sending in nonverbal.
Oh, great. Now, I had some clients probably about 3 years ago, I think, when I first heard about it, where they had to record themselves answering questions, and then AI analyzed them, and they looked at body language, they looked at, their smile, how they space their words, different things. So how common is AI being used to weed out people that they don't think will be a good fit for the company?
I cannot speak for all the companies. Oftentimes they don't report that they are using AI to analyze, so it's difficult to say. But more and more companies are using it. Some hesitate because of the bias, potential bias, and legal consequences that can go out of it, but some are in frontier and they would like to try and help it. Also, tools vary. So some can be better and catching on particular signals, but not on others. And other tools are not that good. And body language, for example, but they are better with something else. So it's all over right now. And as you know, in AI area, there are new apps that showing up every single week. And then
Yes.
they start acquire each other, or sometimes they sue each other. So there is so much going on. So my suggestion would be to address your body language, because if you do it, and overall nonverbal, because if you do it, then you can do your best, no matter what companies use, what tools they are. If it's bad tools, then what can we do? But at least it will work to your advantage in any single circumstances. Because if you know that you are good with your nonverbal, then you can leverage it to your advantage in many different areas.
Oh, great. And you're right. The nonverbal is really big. I've been on interview panels where some of the candidates, the nervous tapping, or they're, like looking all around, or they sit like slumped, or just, the arms crossed. And it's like, oh my, and I'm thinking to myself, you're messing up, you're conveying different messages to us by what you're doing in your body language. So I think you're right. Getting your nonverbal communication down is important. Check out your posture. Make sure you're giving eye contact to people. Make sure you don't have any nervous twitches. I even had a client that was like, I call it rocking, that was doing the rocking. They didn't realize that they were subconsciously doing that. So I think you're right with nonverbal. Now, how can leaders use AI to like manage and inspire their team? Have you seen that going on?
AI in general.
Yes, AI in general.
Of course, for efficiency, AI is becoming more and more popular. The important thing is garbage in, garbage out. So we need to have good data to be able to get good results. So this is super important, and many companies don't have it. So first, it's to invest into preparing data that you are going to use for AI, and then leverage AI to get great results. But of course, AI helps a lot. I myself have a lot of custom chat GPT chats that help me in different areas. I use other automations here and there. So definitely it's becoming a part of our life. And companies try to use it as much as possible. The other side of it, that a lot of jobs now can be either replaced or substituted part of it by AI, so which creates a lot of layoffs and some other things. But I guess it's unavoidable. And our job right now is to adapt how we can complement our work with AI and not being the ones that would be replaced by the AI. One of the ways I see is to enhance your skills using AI,
Yeah.
speed up your processes so you can do a better job or another kind of job or faster kind of job using AI, instead of just being scared of it to replace us. I understand, though, that in some current positions that people have at work, that maybe they don't have this flexibility to
Yes.
enhance what they are doing or switch. But I would suggest to start thinking proactively what potentially they can do if something happens, if they will be affected, or maybe something that they would like to study and explore, and maybe it would be even more interesting area for them to switch to than current ones that they stay in.
Oh, that makes sense. And I love how you said how leaders can use AI to inspire or enhance their team's efficiency. Everyone wants to be more efficient. They don't want to waste money or waste doing a process. And then you also mentioned good data. They have to be able to prompt or put in the data that they're looking for. And then that way the AI can give them the data that they can analyze. And then you also mentioned that AI is becoming more a part of our everyday lives. So y'all learn AI, don't be scared. I remember in the mid 90s when personal computers were going into a lot of companies. And I had some older colleagues, they were like, no, I'm not learning the computer. I'm not. And what happened? They ended up getting moved out. They lost their job because they weren't willing to adapt to technology. So, you all, AI is the same thing. It's new technology. Get familiar with it. Some of you can actually pivot into careers using AI, become an AI expert, know certain things. And I was leery. I will admit, I was like, oh, AI. I'm thinking, oh, big brother, watching us. So I've started using Chat GPT. I call her Kathy, short for Chatty Kathy. So I use Chat GPT with my business to help me come up with titles for upcoming podcasts, to put a new spin on something I've said, because I'm like, oh gosh, I think I'm saying the same thing. But Kathy will give me something new, and I'm like, oh wow. So AI is really here to help us. In some cases, people may be out of a job, but look how you can pivot and use AI to put yourself in another position or to even advance your career, because the computer technology is here. It's not going away. So if you don't learn it, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be like my former colleagues who were forced out of a job because they didn't want to learn technology. So this is the same thing. So, Tatiana, any last thoughts, any tips, words of advice you would want to give us about using AI, about behavioral analysis, profiling? Any last words?
Yes, sure. So, as far as AI, if someone is scared, start small. There are many courses right now, even free ones. Start small, don't get scared. It's not that hard. There are some hard things, and I have patent in AI from Microsoft times. So
Okay.
I'm very advanced. I build models that we are now working with, but it can be very easy. So start easy, and as you progress, it will become more and more comfortable. And when you see benefits that you are getting from AI, you will get more and more encouraged. So just start. As far as nonverbal and profiling, I would suggest that some examples that you mentioned, that people did gestures and didn't even realize it. This is the biggest thing that I see in people. They do some gestures and they don't even notice. And even
Yes.
if they see their recording, oftentimes they still don't notice it. This is something that we don't notice about ourselves. But first recommendation I would give, record yourself and watch. Maybe you can
Yeah.
catch some of the things. And then, if you feel comfortable, show your recording to friends and family. But be careful, not every family member is good to show it to.
Yes.
But they can give you some feedback like, look, you did this 10 times and you did that 20 times. So then you say like, wow, yeah, I really did it. I didn't notice this thing. So video recording is super helpful. And of course, looking at the expert's opinion like me, would be beneficial as well to go to the next level. Overall, try to mirror the person that you are communicating with. If they're super fast and energetic, try to mirror it a little bit. Don't mimic exactly though. Just mirror their pace, their gestures a little bit. And if they're relaxed and slow, then try to get into this area. So this would be easy profiling. And if you would like to learn more, definitely come to see me or someone in this area. And thank you
Yes,
so much.
I will definitely put your information in when I do the episode. I'll definitely put your information in the description. And that way, if people are interested in following up with you and connecting with you, they can definitely do that. Thank you, Tatiana, so much for taking your time to give us your insights and your expertise when it comes to nonverbal communication, profiling, using AI as part of our everyday lives. And this has been so good because we need to know how to work with technology and not against technology. So, again, thank you so much for being a guest today.
Thank you, Nicolette. I was very happy to be here.
Great.